I'd love to sell my beats for someone to flip it. They don't even have to credit me or add me to the split.
Bro, they say that now, but listen, these are the same guys and girls 3 years later who come to me and say, dude, I've been working with so-and-so for 3 years. I've produced 37 songs and I haven't been paid a dime. I said, do you have agreements? No. So.
Well, you've been provoking me this whole time, so let me provoke you a little bit. I want to show you a tweet that I received when I was speaking on this, because basically what happened, in a nutshell, someone contacted me and they left a public comment. They said, is it possible to buy your beat, then flip it for more cash myself? One, a lot of producers, I blame the schools and the education system, because people are like, wait, we can flip samples. What are you talking about? And it's like, I refuse to believe that you don't know what flipping a product for a higher price means. It's 2023. You don't know about flipping real estate. What does that mean? Sampling a house and then turning it into a new house? Like, come on, guys. But two, a lot of the responses were, like, that's how business works. This is, a lot of people were like that. This is how it works. This is the music business. You buy something from someone here, and then this is how the major labels work. I'm like, it never a day.
You can do that, but you're getting paid from your original composition that was bought.
Yeah, but it's not a flip. It's not a flip.
This is
so
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, well, okay. So here is me sending the tweet. But just I want to direct you towards this reply here. I'd love to sell my beats for someone to flip it. They don't even have to credit me or add me to the split.
This is that's a desperation tweet, man. That is somebody who is so big on just getting some type of interaction. So my guess is probably someone who is inexperienced, someone who may be just starting out. I actually just had this conversation on a call before this. It was a positive conversation, but I take all this shit very seriously, man. And like, even creators within the community who maybe aren't talented or are just starting out, like, I value all of them. Just because your music isn't up to par, like, you still should be heard and still should be able to like voice your opinions and still should want to learn about the music business, because maybe you'll realize, hey, like, maybe I don't want to be a producer anymore. I want to be a A&R or whatever it is, because that's kind of how my career unfolded, man. So I always take all that stuff into consideration, man. With people, new, old, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the quality of who they are. But what was the point? What were you just saying? I had a thought and then I just forgot it.
Just this idea that there are a lot of producers out there who would love to be taken advantage of, and who put it out there publicly saying, look, take advantage of me. I'm cool with it. I welcome it. It's weird. But then, when you realize that there are people like this who exist, you understand why things aren't fair for producers oftentimes. And not to focus in on producers, there are managers who do this. There are rappers, songwriters, singers, DJs. I'm just happy to be here, man. I'll make you all the money that I possibly can. I don't need any of it. I just want to be here and say I did it. I don't need credit. You don't have to respect me. There was a producer who was like, man, all I want is like maybe a couch to sleep on. It's just like,
bro, they say that now, but listen, these are the same guys and girls 3 years later who come to me and say, dude, I've been working with so-and-so for 3 years. I've produced 37 songs and I haven't been paid a dime. I said, do you have agreements? No. Did they pay you? No. Why? Well, and then it goes back to that. They were so desperate to work with those people. Yeah, they're their in-house producer or they're their main producer. But guess what? They picked you because they know they don't have to pay you. Not saying your beats aren't good. I know this can hurt creators sometimes. It's not that we're saying your beats are not good. Listen, there's a lot of other dope ass producers out there, but sometimes people will work with people based on the business, man. If the beats work, obviously, at the end of the day, and the music's still good, and they can get away with working with producer A, who's like, I don't care about being paid, I just want to be in the room, compared to the beats that maybe be slightly better, but producer wants to be treated fairly, dude, they're going to take the producer A all the time, because they can still get away with the content being up to par, but they found a loophole in an extent. From a business perspective, man, if you knew nothing about it and you're coming in here and you're looking at it as a dollar sign only, fucking take art, take everything out of it. what would you pick? So you can't fault some of these people, man. You would go with, oh, I can save 50,000 or make 50,000 more dollars going this way. From a business perspective, it makes sense. So all I'm saying is, like, it's cool to not get paid once or twice, or it's something for an opportunity that just the only way it's going to happen. It's 10 collaborators. I'm getting my credit, but this is going to open all these doors. I get that, like, once or something. But if you're setting yourself up like this in general all the time, dude, you're setting a precedent as the person who can get shit done and doesn't care about being compensated. And you're going to not have a career in the future.
That's what I was going to say.
You're going to support yourself.
Yeah, because if you're known as the guy that just, it's way easier to stand on something right away and get it out of the way than it is to let something slide over and over again and finally be like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And most people just dig themselves into a hole so deep that they just can't, at that point, dig themselves out. They've already put themselves in a position.
Dude, I got people right now who are in this situation, without naming names and situations, but like are in the same situation where they were in, I guess, a toxic relationship, if you want to call it that. And now they're putting their foot down and they want to be compensated for the work. And guess what? Those people are going, no, you said no first. We don't want to pay you anything. Okay, well, then we're not working with you. Okay. They don't care. They're on to the next producer that they can get to not.
Because there's going to be like someone on that tweet that I showed you. There are always more people like that.
Always be, and that's what I'm saying. And I know a lot of creators go, "Oh, I don't care. Like, my content speaks for itself." Like, da da da. Listen, if there's somebody who makes something comparable who's willing to take nothing, and yes, you may be better, dude. When it comes down to the business side of things, people don't give a shit about that at times. Obviously, the artist decides a lot on what they work on, but if they can get something similar for this and not have to pay you, a lot of the times they're going to go that way because it's putting more money in their pocket. It's just something to think about. What I try to tell people, it's like your precedent is super important. If you set that precedent of, and it can be fair. This is a music business, man. So setting that business precedent is not bad. You don't have to be, I want $100,000 for every track. Like, no, you can be very fair about things. Hey, I think this is fair. That is fair. And then especially, even if you're not getting like an advance or on the master side, which you should, dude, to not get no publishing and not like have ownership of that composition that you poured your heart and soul to, dude, don't do that to yourself. It is a hard hole to get out of. And then when you want to get out of it, if you've never leveraged yourself, guess what, dude? You have no leverage. You have no way to get out of that hole because people are like, oh, I don't care. I'll just go get somebody else at this point.
Well, let me ask you this, because I've had this debate a lot. And I've heard a lot of producers say this. All right, give your stuff away for free, get your credit, and then you'll have enough leverage to walk into a situation and demand money. Is credit and unpaid work the same as leverage, or what to you is leverage?
I mean, leverage can mean a lot of different things. Yeah, I think you can take a song that maybe you weren't paid for, but you did get credit. Like, just say you get like a Drake placement. Of course, dude, you can leverage. Now you're a Drake producer, and that song is going to hit the Billboard charts in one matter. So now you're a Billboard charting producer. Could it hit the gold? Probably, most likely. Now you're a gold producer. So now you have all these accolades that you can leverage. And I think I alluded to it previously. One time, something like that. I mean, listen, you should be getting something from a Drake placement. That's a whole other topic, but just in case you didn't, fine. If that's what happened and leverage yourself there, the business needs to be set. Even in a deal like that, if I'm saying, no, I'm not getting anything, just credit, I'm also putting in there and having my attorney put in there. This is not setting up my client for future business. This does not set a precedent of how we want to be treated. We're going to make that very clear. And then moving forward, you're setting that precedent of how you like to work and how you like to be treated. So I think you can do stuff like that, but that's why I said maybe once, maybe twice, take one for the team, so to speak. But it can't be what your business stands on, because you're not going to have a business eventually.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this, and because a lot of the producers that I talk to who are doing this and who continue to do it for an extended period of time, not getting paid, offering free work, just happy to be there, they don't have lawyers.
Well, that's the biggest problem right there, man. Listen, I'm telling you this right now. We do about 15 to 25 on average major label placements a week. Dude. We're probably doing 100 a month, or maybe some of those carry on for so many weeks it feels like that. But dude, we do a lot. And I'm telling you this right now, if we didn't have attorneys and people who legally knew what they were doing, I can be up here talking all day. We wouldn't be able to help the people we're helping. We wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff we're doing. So I wouldn't, my name of the producer whisperer would not be as relevant. It's attorneys are so important when it comes to the music business. Because here's the other thing, dude, this is a very small business in this genre of hip hop and rap and pop and, reggaeton and Afro beats and just so many different genres that we work with, right? It's a very small business, man. Because you know what? I see the same 10 attorneys every month. And guess what? They know how we do business now. So we don't have to waste most of the time going back and forth over stupid stuff. So it's important because they protect you. But then if you are doing business at a somewhat consistent rate, like they're most likely going to know other attorneys and can usually fix problems for you quicker than, not having an attorney. So a lot of value, but it also has to make sense, I guess. Like you're not going to put an attorney on retainer if you don't have consistent business. But like if you're doing a major label deal or any type of deal and you just don't pay that, whatever it is, $1,000, $500, $2,000, $1,500. I don't know what the ranges of most lawyers are or a percentage of whatever you're getting. Dude, make it happen one way or another because it's just way too risky, man. Because that literal moment where it seems like, I don't have that extra money. Like, I get it. But like, what if that's the moment that could ultimately change your life? And like, because you didn't spend $1,500, you lost $1 million. That's my biggest fear, man.
Yeah.
Plus, I just don't know every in and out about the legal side. I'm not a lawyer. I didn't go to law school. So
well, what advice do you give a producer who, just got a big placement on the horizon? They have no idea where to even start. Likely they're just going to see the agreement and be like, oh yeah, sure. I'm going to sign it because I don't want to make any enemies. They need a lawyer. How do they find when they don't know where to start?
Yeah, that's a great question, dude. I mean, obviously I'm biased because at BeatStars Publishing, we have multiple attorneys and we help our members. So they ask me and I help them. If they're not a BeatStars Publishing member, I mean, still ask me. I can recommend a handful of people. I always try to give a bunch because I don't want to send you to one place and if, God forbid, which I don't think would happen, have a bad experience. And now it looks like I'm sending you to some shady lawyer. So I'm very careful about that type of stuff. I mean, obviously you can just do your basic Googles or like social media searches, do your research. I think picking an attorney is very, very important. Because
yes. You got
to be comfortable with them, their personality. If you hate their personality, you probably shouldn't use them. You need to find someone that makes sense for your business and really understands what you're going through. So even if like maybe you're not ready to hire one right away, maybe you just start doing your research, set up a spreadsheet, put people side by side, see who they've worked with. Shit, maybe you guys have common friends. You can be like, hey, you use this person. What did you think about their services? That's all the stuff you should be doing, in my opinion, and really getting an understanding of what's going on. But you 100% need an attorney if you have a big placement on the horizon. Do not just say, I'll sign it. Here's the other thing too, and probably attorneys won't like me for this, and who knows, maybe other people, but dude, what I've seen in most cases, I don't want to say like 9 times out of 10, but maybe it is that high. Maybe it's close to that. You're probably not signing the first version of an agreement ever. There's something that has to be revised. If you're literally not redlining, meaning editing anything, your attorney, like that's kind of crazy to me. Now, we've gotten to that on our side because I just explained we do so many agreements now. To save time, we just say, hey, attorney so-and-so, can you replicate this agreement per this deal? Absolutely. Done. Put in the people's names if the terms change, because terms always change. Advance, master, pub, change. Done. That's the only time. But dude, now you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of deals done, or maybe not that many, dozens and dozens of deals done with attorneys that you know. You know what I mean? You can just do those types of things, but not the first time. You're not just slapping things around, man. So just keep all that in mind. It's just very important to have all that aligned, especially if you have a big deal, because you shouldn't usually be signing the first thing somebody sends you. They usually lowball you. There's usually some shit in there that's not protecting you the right way, even though it might say you're getting advanced, master, pub. People think, oh, I got all 3, I'm good. No. The real shit is in the agreement and why you need the attorney. Anybody can negotiate terms. So.
All right. So last question then. What are some other pitfalls that you've seen that producers should watch out for?
I get the question a lot, man, is like managerial stuff. And like, dude, I know a lot of amazing managers that offer like such high value that, maybe they can demand a certain pub split or certain things. They're making these plays happen from A to Z and the value is so high. I think there's an argument to have there. And I sometimes make blanket statements like managers this, and the managers I know will hit me up and explain to me how it comes off. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So there are legitimate people. I'll say this now. There are legitimate people out there that make plays happen without them it wouldn't happen. So I think how they conduct their business and what they're providing for their clients is up to them and their clients. My main problems that I have is so many producers hit me up. They'll be working their ass off, no support, no help, doing it all on their own. Obviously, they have my support, BeatStars support if they're a BeatStars member, publishing member, even more. So we're helping them. So we learn a lot about them. They go a year and a half with just, trucking along, making decent sales, maybe a smaller little song here with an indie artist, but like got dope music, good people want to learn. Then they get a record that takes off on TikTok and it starts going up the charts. Now they got 16 different managers in their inbox, like, yo, who you working with? A lot of these people that go, oh, you're with BeatStars Publishing, like, oh, they're not even a real publisher, even though we're partnered with Sony. Whatever they got to say to discredit us to make them look like they're cooler and they know more, right? Then you got the other people going, oh, I can get you a huge deal. Then you got other people, oh, I can get you in the room with this rapper and this. So then they come to me and go, hey, can you look at this agreement? Now they want me to look at an agreement that's technically trying to cut us out and get them to sign with them so they can go work on them because they're promising them all these things. So my main point is, like, it's not that I'm jealous or I'm just like, if you're not here, like, you mean nothing to me. There's people who leave all the time, man, from our pub roster specifically for opportunities that I personally just can't do. I won't get into them, but there's just things, and I wish them luck, and we have all love. But my thing is, like, producers who are just with us on the pub side or even in general, just getting these types of messages, just really think about a few things. Why are these people reaching out to you all suddenly? Who got you in the situation that you're in at the moment, right? And most of the times, it's 99% of the times, it's themselves, right? All these different things. And just understand that people usually want to attach themselves to positive situations. They can say all these different things, but most times people just say stuff just to say it. So I just want people to be very careful, man. And I guess I bring this up as one of the things that I think producers fall for and kind of bothers me is because I have to have this conversation multiple times a week with people. And it's like they get the first kind of glittery thing like hanging in front of them, and then they immediately want to go sign a deal or work with this person because, oh, well, they're followed by so-and-so or this, that, and the other. It's like, you have to understand there is businesses set up in the music industry where people are, I don't want to call it praying because that might be too harsh of a term, but they do look at these things and they follow big songs and they chase things down because they usually mean it's going to make more money for them too. So just I guess my point is know the difference of what a real genuine offer is and someone who really has your genuine interest and can add a lot of value compared to, I don't know what to call these people. Accident chasers is probably maybe a good word to an extent. Because we have that in Philly where I'm sure they have it everywhere. An accident comes and before the cops don't even come, there's people there trying to do some, hey, we'll fix your car, for $500. Like, they chase accidents, dude. They're trying to get that money. You know what I mean? They're trying to discredit everybody else. Same shit. So just know the difference between real help and I guess those fake accident chasers. That's something that I think I deal with a lot and it bothers me just because I feel like people are, I don't say they're a little gullible at times, but it's just, I feel like sometimes they can get blinded by that, like more of that, like facade of like being like on and in the industry. And
well, I mean,
I think I can blind people, man, very, very quickly. And
what I'm really sick of, and it's so sad because it's producers doing it to themselves. I've made, I don't know how many videos about scams. Look, if you're a producer and someone reaches out to you and says, hey, I need you to pay me for this opportunity, or I need you to pay me for a placement, or I need you to pay me to submit beats. It's a scam, not 9 out of 10 times, 10 out of 10 times. And I'm sick of saying it. And then I make videos talking about how I'm sick of saying it. And then I got a producer in my inbox saying, hey, I saw your video where you say, if anyone reaches out about a placement and is trying to charge you, it's a scam. Someone just reached out to me about a placement. Is it a scam? Can you review it for me? No, I can't. What are we doing? And I've just been ignoring those emails, but I get them at a regular cadence. And I think, God, am I not reaching anybody by doing, I mean, people, like, if you didn't watch my video explaining why this is a scam, I'd say, all right, I'm just going to send you a link to that video rather than sit here and type up an explanation. But you've watched my video, you've seen it, and you got the same scam in your inbox, but you just want to believe so desperately that that you're the exception and that this is an opportunity for you. It's like, no matter what you tell people, they want to believe in this lie because the lie is an easier option. And it's like, cool, man, spend that $400 on this little baby placement or this Halsey placement or whatever the person in the email told you it was, it's your money, man. Do it. But, you know, a lot of that stuff is happening in the producer community. We're doing it to ourselves. And I think that's the biggest tragedy. Because granted, like you said, there are predatory folks out there who will offer us a buyout knowing that's a bad deal for us, who will scam us into sending them $400 on Cash App for a little baby placement, who will, ask us if we'll sell them their beat so they can flip it for a higher cost. And we'll say, oh yeah, I'm just happy to be here. But ultimately we're saying yes to all of it.
Yeah. Bro, this industry's crazy, man. It's what I've learned in my almost 20 years full time in this business is it's a lack of education, dude. It's the biggest thing. I don't know what the saying is, or like the ideology of it. Like maybe I just can't think of it. But like, there's a saying or a thing that basically like, if you can keep people in a state where they don't know or they're uneducated on something, you then can control that whole situation, right? And that's pretty much what the music industry is in a nutshell. Nobody is really trying to learn how things really work. They're just being very dependent on what they're being told or who they're following or who their manager is. And again, if their manager was taught by somebody who was taught the wrong way or how certain things should work, of course they're going to be taught that way. And then they're going to pass down. So that's really what has happened here, man. It's been set up in a way that it's difficult to be figured out. So instead of trying to figure out, people are just like, shit's too confusing. They don't care. And that's what they want. That's what they want, man. And I don't know who they is, but it's definitely somebody or something, because I didn't make the rules up to the music industry. I didn't create them. I have to follow them just like everybody else. It's not that I'm smarter than everybody else in the music industry. I just research and read and listen, and through really world experience in this business, I've learned, and it makes me question more. It makes me ask more questions. So again, you don't have to be an expert in all this stuff, man, but you should at least, again, be asking yourself, why are things happening? What does this mean? How does this affect me? How can I maneuver around it? How can I benefit from it? You got to be forward thinking. This is a business, man. Like I don't know any other business that people get into and don't understand how it works. I was thinking about this morning. Yeah. Like, what other businesses are out there, man? Like maybe stock, like trading stocks, but it's just like, I don't know, man. This business is just, there's so many people in it that are in it for the art and are in it for the right reasons. And I love that, because that's why I'm in it. And if I ever lost that feeling, I leave in a heartbeat, because the business side I hate the most of the times. And we're helping people, obviously. But I don't know, bro. It's just very, you gotta at least have the basic understandings, man. It's just very frustrating. You know what I mean? Like you can't get in this business and just assume everything's just gonna work out for you, because that is where people find the people you're talking about. Finding the people, hey, we're willing to do this for free. We're willing to do this for this and do it for that, and not good, man. It's not good.
All right, at Producer Whisperer, right? Is that your Instagram?
Yeah.
And then also BeatStars Publishing. What's the best way for them to learn more about that?
You can go to my social media, which is the Producer Whisperer on Instagram, beatstars.com/publishing. Literally just Google BeatStars Publishing.
Yeah. I always go there to take that chart and use it.
Oh, yeah, dude. We have some really other like cool tools coming. I wish I could talk about them. Some really.
Yeah, so do I.
Let's go.
Well, when they come out, we can talk about it, but I don't even know what they are. So I just want exclusive information. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for always doing right by the producer community and trying your best. I know you're not going to stop just because you're frustrated. Neither am I, but it does get frustrating. It does.
I'm just going to complain more.
There you go. Makes good content.
There you go.